called rule number 5 is make friends with your dragons. And what that means is in what we do, you're going to face your fears over and over and over and over. It's almost like it's an inevitable process. And this could be true for anyone's career, but it's inevitable for you to, once you reach that thing, you're going to have to get to that next thing. You know, a bigger project, bigger casting, bigger role, bigger responsibility, more eyes, more pressure. It's just a part of what our life is. And so for me, this kind of originally came from, if you want a little bit of a simplified version of this, if you guys have seen the Stutz documentary with Jonah Hill, it's fantastic. If you haven't seen it, it's basically it's a documentary about his therapist, and he uses these things called tools. And one of the tools he uses is called reversal of desire, a tool that you use kind of to get through things that are hard for you or your fears. So this is a version of that combined with some of the other things that I've learned. Ho'oponopono, which is a Hawaiian tradition of forgiveness, a practice of forgiveness. That it's very simple, but it's just basically, if something is causing you pain or problem and living within you, you basically say, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And the goal is to say that enough until that thing can dissipate a little bit. That's Ho'oponopono. If you guys have a lot of internal strife and problems, it's an amazing book. There's actually a few different books, but it's an amazing process and very, very simple. A theme with a lot of the things you'll see with the tools and the things that I'm using is trying to get it to a simple process so that we aren't in our heads with stuff, and we have a kind of a system that we can rely on and fall back on. James Clear, I talked about it the other day, but in Atomic Habits, we don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems, right? So with these, I'm trying to develop a system that when shit hits the fan, we can fall back on this and know that we can just go, you know? So my process of making friends with your dragons looks like this. I'll give you a real world example. I was having a very tough time reaching out to reps for whatever reason. I was always coming up with an excuse. I need to get this. I need to have this better. I need to have a better tape. I need to redo my reel. But what it really was me not wanting to deal with the fear of rejection, me not wanting to face the no's that were inevitably going to come. And it's just a part of this process, right? But without questioning it, without looking into that, without diving into that, it's very easy to trick yourself into saying, "Oh, I need to do all these things," without really realizing that that's the thing that's holding you back. So again, if we get back on that path and the mountain's in front of us, it's when we stop. Something's causing us to stop or freeze or go back, or we just, for some reason, we have a tough time doing this next step. For whatever it is, we're avoiding it. My process with it is you sit down, take a few deep breaths, and then I say, call out your dragon, right? What is that thing that is causing you to stop? For me, in that experience, it was reaching out to agents, right? But in reality, what was the dragon was my fear of the dragon of rejection, right? Failure, that I was going to get no's. So the process is asking that thing, asking that problem, why it's not letting you pass, why it's not letting you move forward, right? And typically what I found is you are trying to protect yourself. That is the reason why you don't want to do this. There's a part of you that is afraid of rejection, that is afraid of facing the fear because you might fall on your face, you might hurt yourself, you might do that thing that happened last time. So your body is very intelligent and says, you know what, I'm going to make sure you do not face this because we don't want to go through what happened last time. But it isn't until you've called it out and you've understood this that you can see that it's actually trying to help you, it's actually trying to protect you. And that's when I go through a process of thinking. I thank the dragon or the sphere. And then I ask it for its help. I ask it for its energy. I ask it if we can work together here and move through this. I have a visualization that I do where it's similar to the Phil Stutz thing, where you kind of you see the dragon go into a cloud, and then you go through it. It's a quick meditation that I do for maybe 5 minutes at most. And then I thank it. I do the Ho'oponopono saying, I thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me. And that's it. And I got to tell you, as woo-woo and crazy as it sounds, it is a tool that I now use whenever I'm facing that thing that is preventing me from doing it, whenever I'm afraid of pushing through and going through. So it has been incredibly valuable. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and if you would like a copy of that 3-step memorization guide, I've included a download link below. I hope it helps, and I'll see you next time.